Alright guys, thanks for tuning in and welcome back to my channel. So I'm sure by now all of us have come to the same conclusion about Drake and the UMG lawsuit, and I think we can all agree that the lawsuit is bogus. Now most of us thought that from the get-go, but there was still a large portion, and now even still a tiny portion of people that believe there's some validity to this lawsuit. Now, what made this such a bogus lawsuit was the fact that Drake, one, was suing for something that he has benefited from and probably still benefits from to this day. Two, he was a willing participant in this beef. And three, he was the one that decided to take it personal first with the alleged shots about Kendrick Lamar. So the lawsuit never really made any sense because it was pretty much just a walking contradiction. This was nothing more than Drake just being a sore loser because he lost the battle and the rap beef, and also because he is simply just a Karen. And the fact that some people are still surprised by this behavior when he's always showed us who he is and this behavior is always tracked just baffles me. And I'm a day one Drake fan and supporter. I mean, we go back to Jimmy and Degrassi days, but that's also why I can play devil's advocate and why I can also say Drake has always had a little bit of Karen in him. When people seem to get surprised by his actions, I literally am like, what did you expect? He is a biracial man from Canada who grew up majority of the time with his Caucasian mother. So of course he's gonna have some Karen ways. It's not on him, it's in him. From the very beginning of his music career, there were people that thought that Drake was either lame or corny, and it was clear that he always carried that with him, especially when he became the man on top and how he started to treat people. From Quentin Miller getting jumped because it was alleged that he had written for Drake, or from him denying that he had a baby on the song Sacrifices just for Pusha T to announce that he indeed had a baby on the way. Or the many behind the scenes stories about him stealing people's girls, or about him admitting it in multiple different songs. Or the fact that he takes from so many different regions and so many cultures under the guise that he is putting people on, when in reality, he doesn't always give everyone the credit that he takes from. For instance, Drum and XXXTentacion. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why this battle showed that Drake, deep down, is really just simply a Karen. So the number one Karen move was underestimating the opponent. He underestimated Kendrick Lamar. And quite frankly, I don't understand how. I'm not sure if he just felt entitled or privileged or assumed everyone was going to side with him, although he could have just kept his mouth shut and not said anything in the first place. But instead, he chose to pick a fight, and then once he lost, he decided to point the finger and play the victim. Now, the second thing that let me know that Drake was clearly in his feelings and taking the Karen route about this was a clip of him with his mom, and he's pretty much telling his mom how Rick Ross is calling him white boy. Then he shares a text message from him and his mom talking about the situation, which was insane because him and Rick Ross were both joking about each other. And whether you were posting this to be funny or not, it's just like, bruh, come on now. You're freaking 40. Why are you running and snitching to your mom that Rick Ross is calling you this when you've said so many crazy things about him?
BBL Drizzy called his mommy on me. He shared their text messages between each other. Cupcake Drake, tell your mama you stayed out past your curfew, white boy.
And then lastly, the icing on the cake, the lawsuit that has actually been dismissed. That was the last step. And when I finally was just like, I'm always going to love Drake and his music. His music is a soundtrack to a big portion of my life. But bro, you're a which would honestly be okay if he wasn't cosplaying a tough thug mafioso type character. Aubrey, your real fans know the real you, not these stans that just side with you. We know who you are. We were there from the beginning. We were there before you were Drake. I understand when certain people get to a certain level or a certain dollar amount, you really can't tell them nothing, and everyone is just yes men. But dude, you're one of the biggest artists. You were one of the coolest artists. Get a grip, bro. Get some real friends or get a real in your corner. Someone that's going to tell you the truth. Because this ain't it. We see through it like a glass of water. Not even that. Him doubling down with the lawsuit and just after losing the battle really just shows that he will not accept that he lost. And it just proves that he is suing them for something that he indeed benefited from. Because as you can see, it hasn't been hitting the same since this whole battle. I mean, him and Party Next Door had that tape with a couple of cool songs. I like the song with him and Central C over the summer. but nothing has really stuck or lasted like it usually would. Now, like I said, if you're a real fan and you've been around, this honestly tracks with his character. But for the people that are just starting to see, or the people that are still choosing to be oblivious, Drake is a Karen, and sometimes Drake is a little baby tattletale B. Whether it's dry snitching on LeBron, the allegations about Kendrick Lamar, or this whole lawsuit, this is just who he is, and this is who he's always been. Nothing to be surprised about. And this just shows no matter how much money you have, no matter how much you say or think you're a part of the culture, you can actually still be very disconnected from the culture and from reality. Now, let me know what you guys think down below in the comment section below. Do you think that the lawsuit had any validity, or do you think that this was just bogus from the get-go? But that's it for this video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.